I leave for a little bit, and things go crazy, and we're dodging digital bullets to try and get you content. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Alan here at Norris Arms. Hey, been gone for a while, coming back into the studio, trying to make you guys some content, and I got some stuff looming over my head I kind of wanted to break down, which, yeah, by the way, hi, I'm back, went out, had surgery, going through recovery, things are going good, great, cool, moving on. I'm in here, and this stuff's just building, and it's causing some issues, not all of it, but some of it's causing some issues for us, and I wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up because I know not all of you follow the big gun tubers and the 2A news and all of that. So I wanted to make sure you knew what was going on and what we're dealing with as far as content creation and getting the word out there and having a social media presence. Many of you know Facebook doesn't like many of us. Instagram doesn't like any of us. TikTok, they can't stand our stuff. They restrict us and they don't want us there. They want us out of their space. Okay, now that we covered that, YouTube right here has decided to come out with some new restrictions and guidelines that are based mostly on the Second Amendment. Now, there are some other updates to their guidelines that they've done, but these are the ones that stick out to us as content creators for the Second Amendment. One of them in particular is affecting us now, one will affect us in the future, one potentially affects us in the future, and one doesn't affect us at all. But I want to put it out there so that way if there's anybody out there trying to do videos or put anything out that you guys kind of know, as well as know why everything's kind of slowing down. So, first new guideline, we're not allowed to have homemade firearms. So if you have a musket kit, right, you bought the musket kit and you built it at home and there's no serial number, you got it, you're good, you can't show it on YouTube. It goes strike and age restriction. So you'll get a strike for it. It might get taken down, it might stay up, but it'll stay age restricted. That's how they're working that one. That also includes 80% lowers, that includes 80% kits, that includes 3D printed. All of those, you're not allowed to do it. So something that's been perfectly legal in the United States since our founding of homemade firearms is no longer allowed to be shown. Don't know why, don't get it, but alright. That doesn't affect us. Everything we have here is factory made. We've assembled it. It's been milled through by professionals that have the FFLs that are allowed to actually do it and sell it. That's the thing. Homemade firearms, you're not allowed to sell. Just a heads up for anybody out there that's looking at doing any of the homemade firearms, you're not allowed to sell it. The next one, you're not allowed to have full auto or simulated full auto. So full auto, if you don't know, that's select fire. And it's going to be a third position on the safety indicator on your firearm. That's going to be 3-round burst or full mag dump. And that means that you don't individually pull the trigger each time you want to set off a round. You just pull it down and it just goes. Or anything that simulates it. So this is bump stocks, which were just ruled to be protected by the Second Amendment. And that the bans on them were unconstitutional. Cool. Cool. We're allowed to have them, but we can't show them. We don't plan on doing that with the bump stocks. I personally have never liked bump stocks, but that's just me. That one, there are people that will do it, that have done it, that lost monetization, got age restricted, got a strike, and that's whatever. Now, mind you, this is all retroactive too, so they have to go through and re-edit old videos. So anybody that has any videos out with this stuff, they're getting hit. This also includes forced reset triggers. They're having big lawsuits with the forced reset triggers because the ATF said that it's a full auto trigger system, which it's not. The trigger functions each time the round goes off, the trigger runs a cycle. They said it's not allowed, so now YouTube says it's not allowed. That also includes binary triggers. Binary triggers, you pull the trigger once, it sets off a round. You release the trigger, it sets off a round. So each time, each function of the trigger sets off a round. Not allowed to have those. You can't have those. We don't have any of that, not yet. We don't have the SOT taxes. We don't have the tax stamps, and we don't have the setup to be doing that yet. So I'm not too worried about that one in the immediate That's like a way down the line kind of a thing, if at all. I may do it, I may not. The next one is the one that's affecting us the most in the moment, and that is the high capacity magazines, yet they do not define it. They don't tell us what their definition of high capacity magazine is. They just don't. They just say, no high capacity magazines. Come on, man. Come on. Like, seriously. What is high capacity? Because each state has a different definition of high capacity. The true definition of high capacity is anything more than the manufacturer sends that specific firearm out with. So if you have one from a company over here that's sending it out with a 50-round drum, that's standard capacity for that company and for that firearm. But they don't see it that way. So tell us what high capacity is. Because we have from 6 rounds and up. So what is it? Please tell us, because we need to know this stuff. Because this one comes with an age restriction, and it comes with a strike potential, and the age restriction, it makes it to where you have to have an actual account that's verified with birth date to view any of the content on that specific video. And not everybody has a YouTube account, not everybody has the ability to go through and watch those, so it limits our reach. It also doesn't get put into the recommended for you slots, so you won't get recommended any of the content. And so it limits us when we go to do something. So if I took out an AR-15 with a little bit more than a 30-round mag, right? Or let's say I took this thing out, right? Because the AR-10... It's debated. Modern comes with a 20 round. Old school original 10 round. OG 5 round. But the manufacturers changed and updated as technology went, and the standard capacity for them now I believe is at 25 for an AR-10. But what am I going to get hit with a strike on? Is it going to be at the 10 round? Is it going to be at the 15 round, the 20 round, or the 25 round? That whole video would be age restricted and nobody would see it. So we don't get the views. It's hard to build when you don't get views and you don't get new people to watch your content. So that one is the one that we're kind of dealing with right now and trying to figure out how to go about this without showing it, without having it depicted, without giving away exactly what it is, because they don't know. They have a blissful ignorance when it comes to the Second Amendment. But I encourage the ones that are putting this through that unless you have an ulterior motive, to actually learn some of this stuff and figure it out and get a more unbiased point of view. It's just what we're requesting. It's not that you have to. It would be nice to actually be able to have some kind of a two-way street here of talking and discussing and figuring out what is and isn't okay. Let us know, because that one's bugging me. The one that's really going to affect our future if we ever hit this point is going to be the sponsors. This one, it has potential to affect everybody. If you have a channel out there and you're not doing any of the actual firearms and you're just doing gear, if you're just doing bags and bug out equipment and survival equipment and minimalist survival and that kind of a thing, okay? No firearms. You might have one on your hip when you're actually out doing it, but you're not talking about it other than maybe mentioning what you carry, and that's it. You're not going out and actually shooting at targets. You're not actually going out and doing anything where you're hunting. You are just going out and showing how to make survival skills apply. Okay? So you get a company that has decided they're going to sponsor you. But that company also does a lot of firearms parts. They do kits. They offer 80% lowers and frames. Or they offer bump stocks or reset triggers or binary triggers. Like, this company offers everything that I listed before. Your channel has a very high potential, if not already been deleted. So you can't have that if it has any of the stuff I listed. And if you accept it, your channel is gone. They will go through, if you link it, if you have a discount code for it, they will delete your channel according to what their guidelines say. Now, this is very confusing because at this very moment, they run ads for these companies through YouTube. So they're allowed to accept the ad revenue, but we're not. We're not allowed to actually accept it. We're not allowed to run sponsor ads in our content, but they are. They can run that exact same company in the middle of our video, but we can't do anything about it. Make that make sense. Other than the fact of you don't get that money, we do. You can't have it, but we can. Really? All right. Okay. So you're just going to give me 10 cents per view versus their, $100 per 80 views or 100 views, right? They're going to give me $1 a view. You're going to give me 10 cents a view. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. But that's the kind of stuff that they're doing. That's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with as content creators, and what we're having to look at and nitpick and have to take extra time editing and figuring out how to lay out the content so that way it doesn't go against these restrictions. But we have created an alternate route. We have created an alternate space. Norse Arms now has not only a Rumble channel, which is at Norse Arms. Just search it, you'll find the channel. We have all of our full-length videos up on Rumble right now from YouTube, and we're going to be putting more on there. Now, that one is going to be for the videos, the sections of the videos that we aren't allowed to show here. So it's going to be your tutorials, your how-tos, that kind of thing. So if we can't show it here, it'll be there. And I'll make sure to let you know. And also, like I said, Facebook and all the other social medias don't like us very much. We started a brand page over on triggerhill.com. The website is on its beta launch right now, so we can't do long-form videos there yet, so we're waiting for that. But it is very similar to Facebook combined with a sense of YouTube, so it's familiar. We're over there. We're going to be posting stuff over there as well. They don't have all the restrictions that Facebook and Instagram and YouTube have. So if you want to be able to get in touch with us easier or see our content without any restriction or send people in a direction to find us, go there and create an account. They are going to be launching a web-based app shortly, so you will be able to do that. They were denied the Android and iOS app, of course, because who owns YouTube? Google. Who owns Apple? It's all one big thing. It's big tech against us. And we need all the help we can get. So please, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe. Head over to the other accounts. Give us some follows. Share. Comment. Leave some comments down in the comment section. I actually want to get back to as many people as I can and talk about stuff. And we do have some new content that we're working on, and we are going to be throwing it up on all the platforms that we can. So I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one.